Hey everybody, welcome back to the Jeff Vance Show. We're taking off again to another exciting episode. We have Chad Brown with us today.
Hey everybody, Jeff, thanks for having me on this evening.
So we're just going to jump right into it and talk to Chad. We're going to be real conversational today. I've known Chad for quite a bit now. We've done a couple events together and couldn't ask for a better guest. Chad, why don't you just go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself, how everything got started.
So essentially, I kind of piggybacked off my wife's business. She owns Cakes and Catering by Maria.
Yes.
So I was kind of the face of it while she was a talent. I was always out in the public and all that. So I decided to just kind of feed off for her momentum and build my own niche, I guess, in the community. Sure. And ever since then, my first event was the year of the pandemic. I had a trunk or treat at Salad Station, and we had like 3,500 people go through there. So then I figured that there was a place in Ascension for these types of gatherings for the community. And ever since then, it's just been overwhelming. The community and the businesses have been very supportive. You know, having me on has been supportive. So
absolutely,
I've been blessed.
Oh yeah, it's really cool to watch it take off because I see a lot of the businesses that you frequented. We actually had a different podcast. Y'all Hear a Noise was on. And we had Southside 73 lunchroom.
Right.
And they came in and they were talking about
great burgers.
Yeah. They spoke very highly of you. So they definitely wanted to give you a shout out during the podcast. And it's just little things like that.
Jill's great. Jeez, I've been knowing Jill since 19. She was at my first ever event. So ever since then, her and I have just been staying in touch. So I give them a shout out every night again on Facebook.
Oh yeah. They were really excited about that. I've known Jill for quite a bit now too, just from the wedding industry. Because before all that took off, she was dabbling in that. So it was great to see that take off. But when she came in, it's one of the names that she brought up when she was like, "Yeah, it's really taken off, but because of people like Eat the Boot and Chad's been really great for us." And I was like, "Yeah, I know Chad. Yeah." So it was pretty cool just to get that all tied in. We have a few different groups on Facebook that you're a part of. One of them being the Small Business Owners of Ascension. Right.
And that just kind of something that I started on Facebook. I was just asking fellow business owners if there was a group that we can just, get together, talk, ask questions, bounce ideas off of it, and partake in some beverages.
Yeah, just a couple.
The very first one was actually at South 73.
Oh, very cool.
About it. So yeah, they able to shut it down early for us, and we had about 15, 20 people in there, and we just hung out and had a good time.
And it's great. I mean, the minute I joined the group, like I've never been tagged so much in my life. Like, I mean, even if I have a picture out, it does nothing as far as like people tagging me or anything like that. The minute I got in the group, it was like instantly people were like, "Oh, looking for a DJ," and it's like, "Oh, there's my name again."
Yeah, that's a big thing with the group. I always try to recommend from within, and even though you really can't gauge where people will eventually spend their money, but
right,
you just get everybody's name out there, and you just never know what's going to happen.
Every little thing helps, especially like locally, because people want a reference that comes from here. It's one thing to hire somebody from, or like Melissa, like down the street, versus so-and-so from Lafayette. So you have a cake coming from Lafayette, or you have a cake coming 10 minutes away.
Right.
So it's a whole different world when you book local, because the idea of like, it's like, hey, I got a flat tire doesn't give you a sense of urgency as much as if they're coming from Lafayette and they say, "Hey, I have a flat tire."
Right.
If they have a flat tire around the corner, you might be able to even just go get them.
Right.
Versus if they're 100, 200 miles away when you're booking somebody from out of town.
Right.
So the group is fantastic. And I love the way that everybody kind of chats and talks.
There's a bunch of great people in that group. I'm very happy with those who decided to join and participate in all the craziness that goes on in that group sometimes, because we got a lot moving in that group. So I mean, from events to business spotlights and so on.
Right. And if you can't hear that, that's a cat trying to break in through the door. I see hands coming out from under the door now. So
I mean, I'm a pet lover, so it really don't mind if he wants to just barge on in here. And
there might be a hole in the door if this is over. Speaking of groups, you have a new venture that's kind of taken momentum, picked up pretty much maybe a few weeks back, right? The Bearded Events?
The Bearded Events, yes. When I first started my business, I needed a name kind of real quickly. So I just did 225 Events and Advertising since I was in the 225 area code. There's also a 225 magazine and 225 Live. And so I wanted to something to distinguish myself from those guys. And my beard is long and out there. So I figured, why not do something with the Bearded Events? Because it's a personal touch. And ever since the rebrand of the name, it's just been phenomenal. I've been getting more hits than I had previously. So everybody's reaching out for events and advertising and all
to be fair, you are hard to miss at a wedding show. Because I remember pulling up and I was like, where is Chad? Oh, okay. He's not short.
Nah,
just for the record.
I am not short.
He's got a big beard and he's very tall. And also I'm short, so it's like double tall. So getting there and I was like, oh, there he is.
So if anybody ever comes to one of my events, you can't find me, visit me, look for the beard.
Yeah, look in a circle for a little bit, you'll find him.
Right, you will find me.
Very cool. So that's a little background on Chad and where he comes from. Do you have anything coming up?
I actually have the Easter Extravaganza and Crawfish Boil contest this Saturday, 10 to 5 weather permitting. Yeah. I'll know more Thursday after this shower passes on Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's 50 of your local artists in and around Ascension. They're setting up their Easter stuff, from clothes to yard signs to foods to face painting. Mr. Milkshake's going to be out there with his milkshakes. Nice. I got Blanchard's Cajun Cooking from Pierre Part. He's actually entering the Crawfish cook-off. I have 5 or 6 celebrity judges.
That's awesome.
Local celebrity judges.
Right.
And they're going to judge on the best crawfish. They're going to win cash prizes, and I have other prizes that local businesses has donated to give away. The address is 38297 Cornerview Road, Colonial Stables. It is right past the ballpark coming from Highway 73 and before it coming from 44 Burnside.
Very awesome. Yeah, it's I did see the post on that. There was a lot going on in that post.
There's a lot. We got face painting, Easter egg hunt. Over 500 eggs will be hidden throughout the facility, so kids will definitely enjoy that. And there's prizes for the winners, and there will be age groups, so your little toddlers don't get in the same group with your 10, 11, 12-year-olds and,
run shop.
Right. So this is the third event I've had at Colonial Stables. Jeffrey and his guys have been very friendly and accommodating whatever we needed. They have kind of let us kind of run free meal. And May 1st, it's a food truck fest.
Yes.
I had one last year. This one's going to be bigger and better. So Sunday, May 1st.
Who doesn't like food trucks?
There will be 25 from all over the state.
That's great.
They're coming from New Orleans, Mandeville, Lafayette, Pierre Part, Baton Rouge, some local. So
I'm going to need a scooter.
Yes.
I'm going to sit in a scooter and just open my mouth.
Yeah, I probably won't eat. Like, that's on the Sunday. So come Thursday, I will probably stop eating.
Yeah.
And then indulge in something from everyone that day.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's very cool. Now, a segment that we kind of like to do here on the Jeff Vance Show, we like to deep dive into movies and music. I'll let you pick. Do you want to go movies first or you want to go music?
Let's go movies.
We'll go movies, okay? Top 3 movies.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Shawshank Redemption's up there.
Oh, yeah.
Green Mile.
Nice.
I'm a Denzel fan, so you can do Man on Fire. You can do Deja Vu.
That's awesome.
Remember the Titans. I'm a sports junkie as well, so that's up there. Rudy.
Remember the Titans translates well. My kid, 12, watched it with me the other day like it was a brand new movie. Like, some movies kind of fall off, but period movies like that, they're dated a little bit as far as the time period. But I think it's the fact that it is a time period. He's more accepting of it than like if I tried to watch like not Weird Science, but like if I try to watch Breakfast Club or something like that, he'd probably trail off. Yeah, great movie.
Breakfast Club is.
But it as far as translating well, Remember the Titans, it never gets old because it was an old movie as far as a period piece. Man, he loves it. It's in that little speech. He always makes fun of it. He'll be like, remember the Titans. Yeah. When that dude says that, it's pretty fantastic. Okay, those are great movies. And Denzel for sure. What's your favorite Denzel film? It's a tough one.
It's a very tough one. He actually had one on Netflix called Little Things. I don't think it was ever removed in. It was ever released in theaters, but it's called Little Things.
Writing it down.
And he's a private investigator that, I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but he left one unit and went to another precinct and kind of spearheaded a murder case. So it's really nice. Really good. If y'all get a chance,
look into it. I like that. But my top Denzel film, I like the Equalizer movie, but Fallen, you remember that one? Mm-hmm. Creepy one with the guy that was like doing the time thing.
I mean, you got the Book of Eli. You got You have so many. He will play me in my life story when the movie is made.
That.
So
he could play anybody.
I mean, I don't know how we're gonna make it work, but we're gonna make it work.
Let's put a beard on him. Put a beard on him. Maybe some foot lifts to get up there in the height, and he'll be all right. He's got it. All right, let's move on to some music. Top 3. I'm not gonna say songs, but top 3 bands.
Oh man, I don't know if I have really. I mean, the Foo Fighters, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Mm-hmm. They're the Beastie Boys back in the day.
Yes.
So that's probably would be the 3 that I go with.
Dude, Beastie Boys have a special place in my heart because that was like my first cassette was Beastie Boys.
You're aging yourself now, Joe.
Yeah, I know. I know. I had a cassette player and I was really excited. Before that, all we had was the turntable that wasn't really a turntable, but it had the little plastic discs that you put in and it would play like songs, but it was like peanut butter jelly and like he likes bread and butter, things like that. It was terrible. And then I had a cassette player and it just had a cool cover. It was like Beastie Boys License to Ill, I think, and Brass Monkey and stuff was on there, and I'm like, what is this?
Fun story about Brass Monkey. At the Mardi Gras parade in Biloxi, a float passed playing that song, and I was singing it, and my daughter's friend was with me, and she looked at me and she says, how do you know about that song? And I'm thinking, how do you know about that song? Because that was the song when I was growing up, and just kind of funny how it's still around.
It holds up. There's a few. As a wedding DJ, there's a few that hold up. Brass Monkey is one. Five Feet Right to Party is one. And Tricky by Run DMC.
Tricky.
Still #1 hit at any wedding you play. And, there's lulls in the music when you're playing at a wedding. It's like you play all the big hits, cluster them together. Then you got to slow it down with a slow dance, then pick it back up, then slow it down again and pick it back up. Never fails. If it's one of those lulls after a slow dance, you play Tricky, people go nuts. It's just one of those songs.
It's catchy.
Very cool. Mind if I was doing the top 3 band? Oh, man. I should have prepared better. I couldn't think of 3 when I was thinking of it.
I mean, as long as you don't say like the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or whatever, then we're good.
Now, I will say, Backstreet Boys, Everybody, that song transcends in weddings. You can play it. Well, now it does. You couldn't have played it when it was popular, but now if you play it, all the kids are grown now that heard that in the car when their parents made them listen to it.
Right.
You play that now, dude, they'll go crazy. My top 3, I'm going to give it to I'm going to put Journey in #3 just because you really can't go wrong with a lot of Journey, especially at weddings.
Journey is a classic.
Which one?
Journey, yeah. They're great.
They're great. Even even the new Journey isn't too bad. Nothing familiar, but it's the guy that's singing for Journey now sounds just like Steve Perry, so it's great. I'd put Queen in the top, number 2, not number 1. My number 1, I'm gonna give it to Chris Stapleton because I don't know, dude.
It's the beard. You can go ahead and say it.
It's the beard. It's the beard. It transcends. It's one of those. It's like bluesy, but it's also you can be slow, and you can play it anywhere. Like at a lot of bars, you can be a straight hip hop night. You could play that song and get away with it.
Tennessee Whiskey.
Yeah, a lot of people you couldn't do that, but it's because it's so bluesy. Bridges is that way too. Mm-hmm. Leon Bridges, also very good. But that's about it. As far as your Facebook groups, what groups can they go to on Facebook?
My business page, Bearded Events, is actually this logo. I don't know if y'all can see it. Shout out to the Gray Monroe Project for winging this logo and T-shirt in a matter of.
What does the sleeve say?
Owner.
Oh, nice.
It says owner. Degeneration X kind of fame from the WWF days. Yes. I'm a big wrestling junkie. Shout out to Megan with the Gray Monroe Project. If you need a shirt, look her up. That is my logo for my Bearded Events business page. Cakes and Catering by Maria for all your cake needs. And if you're a small business owner in Ascension, small business owners of Ascension, we have I'm 5 shy of 250. So I'm like 245.
Nice.
Send us an invite, answer the questions, and you will get accepted, and you can have some fun with
Absolutely.
the other local owners.
Now, one more time, let me see that sleeve where it says owner.
It says owner.
Now, just so y'all know, on a normal person, it's going to say OW. On that sleeve, it says owner. Like, I'm looking at it from here, and I got to tell you, that's a big sleeve. A whole word of owner is on there, and it's no problem. It's not wrapping around the bicep or anything. That's impressive. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Thanks, Chad, coming on the show.
Me out.
And as
y'all
always,
can see us Saturday, 10 to 5, Colonial Stables, Crawfish, barbecue for those who are allergic. Might not want crawfish yet. I don't know who doesn't. But we have lemonade, we have loaded teas, we have snowballs.
Oh, loaded teas.
Petting zoo, hay rides, inflatables.
That's awesome.
DJ, y'all come on out. Have some fun.
Do it. You heard it. Have a good one. Later, guys.